when that child goes through that process, they also become free. They experience freedom. They experience bliss also, because they got it. And the child is fascinated and brings and shows it to the children. The higher part of this work is actually about abundance, about sharing, about supporting. Always teacher will say, finger on the lips. You remember? I don't know, yours, I'm sorry.
I've heard that.
You heard that. Finger on the lips. And I have literally done that.
Hi, this is Rohan, and today I have my father here with me to talk about the Montessori method of education. So he is Mr. Ravi Kunder, and he is the director and co-founder of Dewdrops Academy. So today we are going to discuss about the elementary child and the elementary environment in a Montessori method school. So to begin, can you describe what is an elementary child in terms of Maria Montessori?
See what the child is elementary child at age of 6, between the age of 6 and 7. Okay. He could be a proper elementary child. He could be a proper elementary child if he goes through the previous phase the child goes through. Okay. And that is from birth till the age of 6. So there is a lot of sensorial process they go through. Okay. So, I mean, when I say sensorial, they really work by hand. And the child, when a child is born, it comes with nothing. Child doesn't have anything there from day one. But day by day, the child acquires and does so many things. Okay, and comes to a stage where at the age of 6 is almost like a complete man, complete with all the attributes. Okay, he can think, he can feel, he can even starts imagining by 6, between 6 and 7. Okay, and during that 6 and 7 phase, you will also see him. What do you say, getting into abstraction, is exploring in a bigger way. Okay, exploration starts maybe after 4.5, 5 in the initial phase, but at 6, between 6 and 7, the child really explores because there is so much that the child has observed so many years. Now he is ready for it. Okay, and plus, with this imagination and exploration, is also starts reasoning things. Okay, during this elementary initial stage, it starts there. That doesn't mean that the child doesn't get into reasoning in the earlier phase. But there again, it is largely sensorial because the child is supposed to be, coming with nothing and really builds there. Okay. And now, as an elementary child with all these attributes, imagination, reasoning, exploration, out of that reasoning, he starts questioning. Okay. He has a lot of questions of what he has acquired in the previous phase also and currently whatever he is going through. So, and plus, the child, pre-primary child, or what you say, 0 to 6 child, generally they work individually because they have to construct themselves. They come with nothing and they literally, construct. And that happens from the child. It continues here also. So, So when that happens, when that whole thing, when the child at between after between 6 and 7, the child is also having an extended family, maybe one friend here and there. So what it actually says is this child is now having friends outside. That means he is ready for even collaboration also. So, environment like Montessori, you don't you work in small groups. Unlike in a traditional environment, you have a class. Even though they all sit together, but they are all individuals facing the teacher and the board. This is not how it works here. Okay, so that is how this elementary environment is designed to cater to that need,
Okay.
the need that the child has at this age. There the child is individually working in the previous stage. So that need is for that need the whole environment is designed that way. Okay, the environment looks same here, but the orientation is different. Okay, because this child is also wanting to not only ask questions, is also working with a group of children. So initially the child might go through many phases of dealing with the other child, which he has not done at that age, because there he was very possessive. Okay, here it is not. There is a requirement for that in the earlier phase. So here it is, child learns. Okay, but because child is having that order, going through that earlier phase, order, and what you say, the child got that space in the earlier phase, the space to be himself, where he developed a lot of awareness of the environment. Okay, he was free to do that. So he also develops a discipline in the earlier phase, which continues here. So all that brings in, all that the child brings in from his earlier phase. So it doesn't happen suddenly. Oh, this child is elementary child. This child has to be having this. This is not how it is. He has grown with that environment. The previous environment. I can understand, because a lot of these questions come from all of us, like how you also asked me questions, because we were all in traditional school. All these things didn't matter, isn't it? So you are going from pre-KG, KG, LKG, all those things, and then again it is continuing here. So, but the psychological need was not met there. But this, we understand the psychological need.
So what are the needs that are different here from the age group of 6 to 12 compared to 0 to 6?
Yeah. Whatever I said, I'll just repeat that again, which will answer your question. So the need for this child is he wants a lot of friends.
Okay.
Okay. And that is where he is able to collaborate. He is also having a need to explore, because his imagination is at the highest level, no?
Okay.
So when he is imagining, and when he is able to see whatever that is, his imagination goes to the next level.
Okay.
Because that is the real world what he is seeing. Okay, whatever that is, it could be life, in life, in the context of life, it can be these animals, in so many, and even plants and all this, and he's seen it growing, Then he also has questions on that. Okay, so that those questions are also catered here.
Okay.
Okay, so and that freedom and that discipline which he has developed there, that same freedom he is experiencing here, and with the next level of adults in the elementary program, because they are all trained people who understand that need. So he feels free to ask questions. Okay, that is the base of this entire work. It may not, those kind of questions may not happen before the age of 6. Okay, so here it is available for the child. Isn't it? The adult is trained to be sensitive to that child of that age group. Adult may not give all the answers. Okay, will give a sense to that, and the child has to work. Nothing is ready-made here for the child.
Okay. Maria Montessori called this age of elementary, 6 to 12, as the age of reason and imagination. So, can you explain what she meant by that?
Beautiful. It's a beautiful question because for reasoning, I'll first take reasoning as an example. Okay. So the child, from the time they're born, okay, the child always had that space to construct, to develop themselves.
Okay.
Okay. Luckily for the child, the parent also thought that as other children are building themselves, moving and whatever that prowling and whatever the process child goes through till they stand up and start walking, and the speech that comes from the child. So generally, the world feels that okay, that is it is supposed to be. And then the child has to go to a school, and is supposed to be working under or just listening to the teacher's instruction. But Maria Montessori discovered that if you give space for the child, to be himself, he will have that space to think, feel. Okay, not the way the child, older child does, all that, whatever the reasoning and so many things.
Okay.
But he might not do that, but still he experiences that freedom, that space, which he had experienced in the age of birth till 3. Okay, from birth to the age of 3, it was the whole process was unconditional, and unconsciously the child was going about, and that whatever the child could get from that, whatever the process the child went through, sensorially and other things, physically, whatever the movements and everything, nobody interfered. So the child had his own space. And then later, things as it moved, okay, like my age, I went to KG, KG at the age of 5.5, 6 maybe.
Okay.
Till then I was free. All the development that I was supposed to be having, Now it has come to preschool, and so you end up at the age of 2, 2.5, 3, all those things, and then there is an expectation that is created. Okay, we will not go deep into that aspect. So when the child is coming out of that fold of pre-primary, till the age of 6 comes out, and is an elementary child, that reasoning, the reasoning develops, because there also he is experiencing freedom to be himself. So the child gets that space to reason. You don't, push anything, and everything in his throat or whatever that goes, that we have seen, So, and for us, see all these things, how it, for us, we think, how this can be possible, for a child to reason, how it is possible. Child developed that because the child got the space. Here in a Montessori kind of environment, what Maria Montessori gave us, the child could see that, I'm free, and the adults who are trained are more like mothers, even when the child is in the elementary. It continues like that all the time. Okay, in adolescence also, more like mothers. So now, when Maria Montessori talks about imagination, okay, imagination cannot happen. Imagination cannot happen without the child experiencing everything that is present in the universe.
Okay.
That child space is within his house. He's outside after 3. He goes out. Maybe even with the parent also, the child goes out. And in our kind of environment, is an urban area. There's so much that the child is experiencing, visually and sound and so many things that he goes. So what he is imagining, or that imagination that he is carrying, is coming only from what he is experienced already.
Okay.
Imagination cannot happen from nothing.
Correct.
Got it? It may happen for us at a much later age, in our context.
0 to 6 has made like a base for imagination to
Because
evolve
the child comes from nothing, from birth, and then child is exploring and experiencing, isn't it?
Okay.
And the child can feel that, child can able to relate. And during that period, the initial period, they are also able to see that, okay, this is chair,
Okay.
and these are tables. The child can feel that, no? Because the child is able to relate. Child is also able to distinguish, seeing animals during that period, 2 years, whatever that period. No? Child is able to distinguish that. That is there. See, the difference is for the child, any animal, this is out of the context, but I'll just share this. Any animal, if you want that animal to see the moon, the animal will see your face. But for a 2-year-old child, or 3-year-old child, when you point out, the child is able to relate to what that is happening, and the child is able to really see. You got it?
Okay.
Yeah. So imagination and reasoning it becomes possible only when the child goes through a process in the earlier phase.
But Maria Montessori says that specifically this age of 6 to 12 is the age of reasoning and imagination.
Yeah.
So
beautiful. This is beautiful what you said.
Yeah.
Now we'll come to that part, what you said. See, the child of 6 to 12 comes with very high energy.
Okay.
The child wants to acquire now. Child is come with all that has happened. Now the child is now coming with that kind of energy, and the child wants to acquire and wants to know and know, goes on exploring. Okay, more and more. He's in a hurry to know. Okay, hurry to know whatever that sense he got. Whatever he has seen. So now he is still imagining. He has to imagine. This looks big or whatever that is. Okay. And when he comes out, it's a very different world for him. Okay. Yeah, because it is very expansive as it goes. But still he is able to imagine because he has gone through that process of acquiring that. No?
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
So that imagination will continuously develop. Okay. And then he has questions. And while he is going through those questions, so many things happens in his space, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagination peaks around this time.
See, imagination will peak, need not peak at 6.
Okay.
Okay, because child is initially going through that phase. Okay, over a period, it will come to a good stage. There is nothing like peaking. Because if he is exploring and he is seeing new all the time and something new things happen, and in that new thing also, whatever he is seeing, okay. See, for example, he sees, he experiences a stone which is very different color. And what is that, Okay. And then he might be imagining, someday if he tries to break, someday it breaks.
Okay.
To what level it might go, he has no idea, but still he is imagining, what it could be.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So now 0 to 6 is a different phase, and 6 to 12 is a different phase. So is it important, or why is it important that educators and parents understand this difference between the two stages?
See, it's a beautiful point you asked. See, the world thinks that, as you go higher, you will understand all these things. Okay? And you'll be better off. The focus is not in the initial period for the parent.
Okay.
Because parent doesn't consider this period
As very important.
as the most important part of their life.
Okay.
0 to 3 is the most important.
Okay.
Then the next day, it goes like this, not PhD.
Okay. Okay.
You got it? So when parent gets a sense, what is this? Because it involves, this involves so much, I'll just share this, why it involves so much. See, child of 2 years, 3 years or 4 years when they are working in our Montessori environment, apart from, developing all those skills verbally and, pincer movement, all those physical skills, the child also is developing self-esteem.
Okay.
Okay. The child feels confident. Our children never feel, are never arrogant because of, who they are. They are very peaceful. Okay. There's a different dimension. We'll discuss that. Okay. In later work. Okay. So, and secondly, they are so much into, elementary child, so much, they go deep, deep and deep and deep. There is no end to that. But the adult is also catering, because the questions, whatever the child gets into, the adult is open to it.
Okay.
But adult doesn't make his life easy by giving everything.
Okay.
Yeah. The child has to get it.
So I have a similar question.
Yeah.
I think you have answered quite much of the thing.
Yeah.
But how does the elementary child learn differently from a primary child, from a child from 3 to 6 or 0 to 6? From the perspective of the child.
Can you repeat that?
So how does the elementary child learn differently from the Montessori child?
That is from, you are saying age group of birth till age
Birth to
of
6.
6. See, there in a Montessori, in an environment of 0 to 3 and 3 to 6, in the first phase also, the 0 to 3, the child is going about unconsciously and unconditionally.
Okay.
So, there is a nature's need for the child to acquire, dexterity, or what you say is the senses, different senses we have. Okay. Where say if the child is till the age of 3, 4, the child is not able to move much.
Okay.
But there is an urge.
Okay.
There is a need also. Okay. It's basically a sensorial need. That based on that urge, the child is trying to move. Okay. And because the child is unconsciously going about, and there is a nature's need, child will never get tired, trying and trying for maybe hundreds and thousands of times.
Okay.
Okay. It is not, for us, we might give up, after some time. You have seen that in our work with the stroke patients. Okay.
Correct. Children never give up.
Because it is not in their mind. And secondly, they are unconsciously, unconditionally going about. Because there is a need for that, for the child to develop. Okay. The same need continues here also, no? Okay. But not, 3 to 6, they are conscious, but still they are unconditional.
Okay.
Here also, even in elementary program, so the human tendencies continues there of perfection. No?
But are they unconditional or conscious?
They
or-
see they are not unconditional.
Okay.
They are conscious.
Okay.
Okay, and that reasoning mind is also come.
Okay.
But whatever they have acquired to perfect things, that is continuing here. They will perfect it. Okay. And if you see a pre-primary child, Montessori, a child of 0 to 3 or this 3 to 6, they have seen their mother, no, working. And they have seen how perfect they were, in whatever they did.
Okay.
Like chapati. And they will strive to do, these children will try to do, to make that chapati round.
Okay.
A 5-year-old, 4 years, 5 years, sometimes at 6 also they get that. They get that round. And that perseverance is there. All that is contributing here. The perception, perfection is also there, is continuing. They have done it already. So nothing new here.
So they want to move towards perfecting what.
Yeah, always. And
in
for that they
whatever-
will go on trying and they will get it.
Okay. So now Maria Montessori spoke about the child's growing sense of morality and justice during this time of the elementary stage when the child is growing up. So in the Montessori sense or in the classrooms, do you see any of this, or how do you explain the sense of morality or justice in the children?
See, this is a very typical, question, because all parents say, how you discipline the child, how you bring him back, to be normal. Or,
Maybe discipline could be another thing. Morality is slightly different, maybe.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. See, morality thing comes, morality thing comes when you contradict the adult. Okay, the adult or the parent says something and does something, but expects that with the child. That you should, that moral side, you should be proper. This is not the way you do things.
Okay, there is an expectations from the parent side.
Yeah. So, but child also will have an expectation. My parent is not doing.
Okay.
So there is a contradiction that goes.
Okay.
Any child born doesn't come with any of that. It is in an environment. Initially, it is the parent.
No, but
And
my
later-
question is, how does the Montessori method help develop morality and justice? The environment that is created in a elementary environment. So how does that have, like for example, now children work together
Yeah.
and they have so many experiences together.
Correct.
So they have so many interactions and there are so many agreements, disagreements.
Yeah.
So eventually there is something that develops socially.
Yeah.
And so morality being very important, and children developing around this age, it starts developing around somewhere here. So how does Montessori method help develop this, or the Montessori environment? How does it help
This
develop?
is a beautiful question. Okay. See, children from day one, when they enter the Montessori, the adult they are not led by the adult.
Okay.
There is that space for the child to be himself. You got it? To be himself. Okay. And when you are getting that space to be yourself, You are able to reflect, think. And in nature, brings it back when you are getting that space. There's a different deep work that is. We'll discuss that. It's very interesting. It is. Now, when the child has gone through that process of process of introspection and the way, I mean, as based on how that based on their age and their level, they have it. Okay, they do it because they are getting that space. Okay, and like when I said discipline is not enforced.
Okay.
Out of that freedom it happens.
Okay.
The child is very aware.
Okay.
And whatever contradiction or whatever the child thinks is not happening right with the friends or with the teacher or whoever.
Okay.
That when the discussion happens, when the adult normally doesn't come and tell the child, you did wrong and all this. There is a meeting, there is a discussion, and everybody is equal there. Every child and the adult also, they all participate as equal people. And a lot of things open up there. It is not fed to them like the way it was fed to us.
Okay.
You got it? All that happens there, whatever they are studying and whatever, even this part, whatever talk about morality, it happens in the child's space. The child is able to reflect. Today it might not happen, but over a period, child gets it.
Okay. You mean to say it comes from within?
Within. It has to come from within. Otherwise, see, if it doesn't, largely the why the world is the way it is, because they were all fed, they all rules and all kind of things you all know. And the world doesn't change with all kind of things that you read in the paper, how you should be. It doesn't work like that, no? Isn't it? It has to be, it has to be in that person's space. That person has to own it.
Okay.
Okay. He'll own it only when he gets a space to reflect. It might not happen in 1 day, 2 days. Some might get it, some might. If the small children get it. For us, as we age, we are little. It is not so easy for us. Okay. Yeah.
So again, what does imagination? What role does imagination play in the learning of in the children of the age group of 6 to 12?
How imagination helps. See, imagination.
See, because there is a major shift, right? Now, Maria Montessori says that after 6, around the time of 6 years, imagination is at the maximum level.
At the highest level, yeah.
Or 6 to 12, it's at the maximum, and children want to, they're curious and they want to learn everything.
Yeah. Is good point. See, imagination. See, the way we operate, we operate from isolation, Okay, you imagine that whatever the star and this, in isolation. Okay. Child doesn't do normally that is not how they operate. So child, whatever the child is exploring and that gets into that imagination out of that exploration, child, because he has that space to be free, is free. He is also able to connect things.
Okay.
You got it? He is also able to connect. Which for us typically you are fed. We are working in isolation. We are always fed. We are always getting the answers, isn't it? That is how traditional school is going on. I am not trying to bring the system down, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does the reasoning ability develop at this stage?
See, reasoning.
And also, how can educators nurture it, without putting down the child's curiosity?
See, adult does not they don't have any role in nurturing the child.
Okay.
Isn't it? Okay. So what the adult, the child may come with some questions, and there is something that might happen during the discussions. We have a lot of resources, materials, then resource books, so many things and discussions happen. And in that discussion, something the adult might speak and trigger something. But finally, that elementary child, normally they work in groups. So there is a lot of discussions that happens.
Okay.
A lot of things open up.
Okay.
And again, later they might again come back.
Okay.
Because still they might be stuck in some places. Again, some discussions happen. But the adult does not give anything ready-made like how we were fed. We did nothing except writing exams all the time, didn't it?
Okay. Okay.
Exams based on whatever we received
Right.
without doing anything.
Without questioning also.
We are questioning, means we actually did nothing.
Okay.
The world did nothing. I mean, in such environments. But here it is all from the child, no?
Okay.
The adult also cannot claim credit. You got it? Like we say, we need a top-notch teacher here.
Okay.
So here top-notch teacher means what that means in a Montessori school.
Okay. What does it mean?
How, like for example, pre-primary 0 to 6, there will be, like Maria Montessori said, that it should look like a part of furniture.
Part of a
Furniture.
furniture.
So they should not feel that you are present.
Okay.
They don't need you.
Okay.
When they need you, they'll call you.
Okay.
So essentially what it means is sometimes the adult might even make that child conscious also.
Okay.
That is, I mean, talking about pre-primary.
So can you just explain, like, how should a teacher or an adult be? Like you mentioned, like a furniture. So-
See, there in a pre-primary environment, the adult is conscious, is actively present there.
Okay.
Okay, is actively present.
Okay.
But the adult does not make the child feel conscious about what mistakes or whatever they are doing. Adult does not make, show in their face
Okay.
if something is wrong or something is not right.
Okay.
They will not. Okay. The adult will, is not supposed to get excited by that with their expectation.
And also allow the children to make mistakes and learn from it. And
Actually, there is nobody, the adult is nobody to allow also.
okay. Okay.
The child is, if you see, from birth, there is nothing like the adult as the mother or anybody in that environment allowed. Okay. And nobody noticed also. Okay. And it happened there, no? Isn't it? And that was the most complex phase of life from birth till the age of 3, where they acquired almost 80% of their life's requirement, and it happened from the child, including speech. See, the elementary phase, 6 to 12, is an extension of what that has happened. Okay, but that extension is in a different level, because that reasoning and imagining, that gives a different dimension to that child.
Okay.
It's an extension actually, if you really see, Okay, it's a very fine thread. But that extension becomes easy only when the previous phase the child has gone through in a Montessori kind of environment, where his, in the initial phase, birth till whatever, 3, 4, whatever that goes, his authentic self is intact.
Okay.
He remains to be who he is.
Okay.
And by the time he is 6, he completes that phase of being consciously, but still unconditional. The whole process of birth till 6, okay, is a different child.
Okay.
Then after 6 is a reasoning mind. I mean, is a questioning mind also.
Okay.
So nobody can interfere that nature after 6. So within that period, he still carries that authentic self. That is for life. We'll discuss about that
Okay.
authentic self and all that
Okay.
deeper work.
Okay. So could you describe what an elementary classroom looks like, feels like, or if I just enter into a elementary environment, what can I see?
See, if you see a primary environment, I mean 0 to 6, I mean whatever age they join. See that environment looks similar.
Okay.
Okay, when for an outsider, we notice it, but for them it looks similar. Oh, there are this what is that the stands. I mean what you call the racks with the materials. Okay, but for us we notice there is what is that EPL activities, extra practical life for a pre-primary. Okay, and the other sensorial materials, and then a lot of other mats material and all those mats and other materials in the initial phase, in the later phase, is continuous there, and there is an extension to that. But the racks are higher there.
Okay.
Here the racks are lower to cater to that need. Here the child can.
Okay.
So there are 4 or 5 stages there in the rack. The materials are very extensive.
Okay.
It's really the kind of materials you see in an elementary is extraordinary. So many things you have there. Mats itself is one full row. Okay. And it goes on, it goes on with that. They have materials for botany. We have leaves and all the roots, and children also bring all those things. Okay. If you see a Montessori elementary environment, the adult will ask the children to bring leaf.
Okay.
And the children will bring all kind of leaves.
Okay.
Okay, this is interesting. So they'll bring, and then we have a lot of leaf box. I mean, there is a design for that. Okay, so and it has a name. Okay, every leaf has a name, a shape and name. All the shape. So and they go through that, and we have a lot of files and so many cards. They'll go through that. And I have seen, the same thing goes with different stones and minerals and shells.
Okay.
Okay, that at different days they have that. And I have seen so many times, one child gets a new leaf, a new shape,
Okay.
and the child is fascinated and brings and shows it to the children.
Okay.
Okay, and the adult will ask, so what is the shape of this leaf? The child has to explore. Then they will search. We have a lot of books there. The same goes with the shells and, there are so many things. It's all real world. And then they go, as they are going a little older, okay, from 9 onwards, they'll go deep in that.
Okay. Okay.
You got it? The deeper side starts. Okay. So this is all exploration again.
Okay.
And again, when you said imagination, they can then imagine, or this is also there. This shape also is there. Okay. And as minerals also, they'll wonder, this mineral, whatever we saw in the photo is not like that. It's different. The color looks different. And this mineral looks so heavy. All kind of things. They because it develops their imagination. Oh, this can be like this also. Isn't it?
So I also heard that, also read that. So there is only one material of a kind in the whole environment. There's only one of each material, and that it aids in it has an impact on social interactions and even patience.
See, this what you said is very beautiful. Okay, very beautiful it is. in the context of
So
how
that
we...
each child has to wait for the next person to complete a task.
Yeah,
And then
I'll explain that. I'll explain that. See, this happens. This happens in uh, pre-primary environment.
Okay.
Exercise of practical life, where children work with those pounding and all that. That you might have multiples,
Okay.
but sensorial materials are just one.
Okay.
Okay, and a child learns to wait.
Okay.
There are some materials, no, some materials like chapati, there might be 3, 4.
Okay.
And the child is fascinated,
Okay.
And that day the child find that already the 4 children have taken that, 3 or 4, chapati. And this child will, wear that apron, apron, no? You call apron. And that they'll roll the mat, okay. And they'll wait.
Okay.
As soon as that child, completes, he'll go and, pick that and bring that bed, okay, back. To his mat. So, because the child, there is an urge, child wants to. So that development that happens there, it continues here. But we get, in the elementary, we get some children from other schools.
Okay.
So they are not able, they don't understand these dynamics. They want everything they want for themselves.
Okay.
We cannot blame them because that is not how it is cultivated there.
Correct.
So child has that, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So here what, what in a Montessori kind of environment, okay, this is very primary, and this is, I think, one of the very foundational, aspect of this work. So when the child goes through that, that, okay, there is only one, whatever, the child is supposed to wait, and child is peacefully waiting. Child doesn't feel anything about that other person. Why is taking time? It doesn't come to that child. So the child is able to experience abundance there. Apart from acquiring the skills themselves, okay, which gives you that abundance, child is experiencing that abundance. Okay. And because out of that abundance, child is able to share. Because the child owns that. That continues here.
Okay.
And you always find in a Montessori environment, the older children helping the younger children. They are not in, nobody in race. Nobody feels that, they'll be miss out. There is nothing like that. There is never like that, no?
Correct.
Never like that. But we have created such situation that whatever we went through in traditional school and all those things, I'm not trying to blame them. There's a format. So the higher part of this work is actually about abundance, about sharing, about supporting, isn't it? So this whole thing, whole process is about child experiencing peace, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it interesting?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So, children here at Montessori schools have the freedom to choose what they want to do. And if you see an elementary child is very active and excited all the time. So there is also a responsibility, So how can we say the child is also responsible when he is given the freedom to do whatever he chooses to do? How can you just give us an idea? Because there is so much freedom given. And there is also a structure. There is a structure in the Montessori method. So how do children develop the responsibility, to deal with the freedom, and how does it go about?
Yeah. See, this is an urban phenomenon.
Okay.
Okay. In an urban environment, we are all coming from, scarcity again.
Okay.
And insecurity. We, all of us, develop that. Because we are always, nowadays it's become more acute. losing job and so many things that goes. Okay. If you don't cross that hurdle, your life is over. And that is because all that this kind of imagination starts.
Okay.
It's negative,
Okay.
Okay. So we are not able to create. We are not able to create.
Because we are in the rat race.
Rat race,
in some
yeah,
ways.
that all that is that, and fundamentally is you are fed.
Okay.
You are not doing anything, They give you everything and question answer. I mean, for every question you have got answers and you are memorized. You are doing nothing. You are not developing. You are not evolving. But that doesn't mean that traditional school children are as dumb as we cannot do.
Right.
They are doing so many other things, isn't it? They are doing so many other things. It is not the school. So many other things other than the school that they are survived. They are surviving.
Okay.
You got it? Okay. That they get opportunity outside.
Okay.
Here they have to be dumb
Okay.
and always teacher will say finger on the lips. You remember? I don't know, in your school, I'm sorry.
I have heard that.
You heard that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Finger on the lips. And I have literally done that.
Okay.
Finger on the lips. Okay. So, we all gone through that, If you come to a Montessori school, the child will ask, I will not go into finger on the lips. Child, I will ask the adult. The adult is new and just come. Sometimes the adult might give you write 10 times. And then the child will say, the elementary child will say, even the younger ones also, okay, maybe 5, 6. So these children will ask the adult or teacher in a traditional sense, I know, auntie, why should I write 10 times?
Okay.
Okay. But that doesn't mean that for in a traditional setup, you write 10 times or 100 times to get it. Here it doesn't go like that. See, here we have this concept called consolidation.
Okay.
And consolidation doesn't happen by repeating like that.
Okay.
The child is given some problems to solve. Okay. For example, maths. Okay. He'll solve it maybe 5 times, 10 times. Then the adult might ask that child, why don't you create your own problems?
Okay.
And the child will, create their own problems and child go on doing it. And at one point, child says, it is enough, auntie. I get it. The auntie also respects that because auntie knows where the child is. The child feels complete also, there.
So what is consolidation?
So, okay, good. See, consolidation is something, that when you go through that process, it is permanent for you.
Okay.
Okay. That is, say, it can be maths, it can be, any other subject. Okay. It can be chemistry also, So I'll give some examples. Say, for example, child is doing, say, addition or multiplication or division. Okay. Initially, there is a presentation, there is a material child goes through, and then child gets that. So that doesn't mean that child is able to, because the child is getting it, child is understanding it, doesn't mean that it will remain with the child.
Okay.
The child has to go through many processes, extended processes. Maybe it might take a day or two. Maybe it might take a month also in some cases. Okay. So till the child gets it, the child goes on doing it. Child also feels that, okay, I want to do it. The adult also is able to see it. But sometimes adult feels that, okay, now the child has got it. The adult might, ask the child, would you still would like to continue? Because you got it. Child might say that, no, I want to do it for some more time.
Okay.
See, there is a dialogue there, no? And then child himself feels it. Okay, is enough. So when it is enough, the child can feel that all that he goes through is recorded in that muscle memory, recorded in the neuron, recorded in the lot of other parts of brain. Okay, those things I think you are a better person to understand. Okay, so all that Montessori calls it a psychomotor coordination in some aspect, but there's something deeper than that. Okay. So all that works as one, and it shifts to your subconscious mind.
Okay.
So it is not, because traditionally, because we are always, occurring through memorization. There is always an overload in your conscious mind. Consciously you have to do it. Here, because of consolidation, because you have gone through it, okay, it goes to the next level of biology, whatever you call it, like subconscious mind. You being somebody from neuroscience, we'll have a discussion on that.
Yeah, maybe another time.
And tell me.
Yeah. So you mean to say that once a consolidation happens, the child so it remains with the child forever.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean to say?
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe after 10 years, when it is at that level, after 10 years, the child is supposed to do that. It might not take maybe a few minutes, okay, to get back, or maybe in half an hour. I don't know because I have not gone through that. See, you have gone through that RCRT,
Okay.
isn't it? How that works.
Yeah.
And you know that whatever you have gone through that whole process, we'll have a discussion on that. You know that after maybe 5 years or 10 years, you can get back to that.
Right.
Because you have really consolidated, you have gone through it.
Correct.
So it is nothing new here. Okay. Unfortunately, the way our schooling system is not only in our country, all over the world, traditional schooling system, is more of receiving, is more of top down, not from bottom up. Okay. Child is not considered. The student is not considered. Isn't it? So when the whole dimension changes for any institution, if they see it from where the child is, the game changes, no? Everybody, everybody will fall in place, the system.
No, it is very interesting the way you explain about importance of consolidation.
Yeah.
It seems to be in education maybe the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because education should be for life. And when we learn something and either we don't remember it for life or we are not able to use it eventually. That means the actual consolidation when it happens. So it becomes part of ourself and it becomes part of knowledge and a useful knowledge which a child can use in future. That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
So I can add something there.
Yeah.
It is not, see, now you spoke about in the context of knowledge.
Okay.
So there is something higher than that.
Okay.
See, when they go, when that child goes through that process, they also become free. They experience freedom. They experience bliss also because they got it. They experience free. The bliss is something that takes you to the next level. Out of that freedom, when you are free, you are able to, think. That is where so many other things that happens in your space, in your school and other things. I mean, basically, syllabus. You are able to connect things. That is a big part of that. Largely, the way education is, the education system, even at the graduate level, there is a disconnection from each other, whatever that we are doing. Not personal, people to people, even within that domain they work, there is a disconnect. It is all in isolation for sitting for that exam to pass to get into either a job or PhD or post-graduation. Okay. So that is where, we are always confronting. Then we always, talk about skill and all that. Skill should be upgraded. All kind of things come up. This is another topic. We can discuss that.
Okay. So you spoke about interconnectedness.
Yeah.
So I think I'll ask you a question about that maybe a little later.
No problem.
Coming to the elementary child. So what kind of a teacher does an elementary child needs? As in, what role does a teacher play as compared to 3 to 6 age group children in the 3 to 6 environment? So how is it different from 6 to 12 environment?
See, 6 to 12, here the earlier phase is more sensorial. Okay, it looks simpler, but it is deep because the child is new to this world. He is going through.
Yeah, but
So 1 minute.
okay.
So the teacher, the adult who operates there, who works there, has to come from, deep empathy. Or rather, I would say, along with that, deep love.
In
So
3 to 6.
I mean, it should be any age, any age. But, there's so much that happens in the adult space. But still the adult doesn't come from expectation. They see each child, unique. They respect what they are doing. Okay, it might continue to happen there. Okay. Now, what was that question you were asking me? Tell me, what was that point? I missed that.
I'm talking about the needs of an elementary child.
Okay.
And so an adult is the person who, in a way, directly or indirectly, fulfills the needs of the adult and also the environment.
Yeah.
So now this question is about the adult.
So the adult,
how different is the adult
here
required to be here compared to 3 to 6?
Yeah. See, in an elementary program, there is a lot. There it is sensorial, and then you can come to last phase. You come to content. Here the content is very large, the entire universe. Okay. So any adult will feel overwhelmed. Still, so much we have to know and do that. But that is not how the child is operating. Child never feels overwhelmed.
Okay.
By that kind of, because in our meetings also with our other adults, elementary adults meetings, that is the question the adults have. Okay, so much how it is possible. And there in the discussion they also said that can we minimize or can we create some system. But it is something to do with the adult, how the adult is. See, child doesn't feel overwhelmed with whatever that is present. But for an adult, because we are all coming from traditional setup, any of such things, it looks big, huge, overwhelming, isn't it? Okay, so there is a lot of work for the adult to work within themselves, and they do it. Because the adult job is to create more space for the child to create that. So the adult's role here is to really to be with that elementary child, understand them, and just give just enough for them to take it off,
Okay.
Okay, because the child is supposed to be doing that, not the adult. So the adult is really present there. These adults also, luckily, in our kind of environment, we have highly qualified adults, qualified in the country. They have done the course and all that, but they are also, professionals, engineers, and deep work they have done.
Right.
So that is not a difficult.
But how,
for
how is
them.
it different from the Montessori 3 to 6?
See, 3 to 6, the child is constructing.
Okay.
Okay, from what space the child was in, the abilities and all that. The child is literally constructing the pincer movements and all that and all.
So that's maybe more physically, right?
Yeah, more
Most of the
more
physical
sensorial.
Sensorial.
More sensorial, you can say. Different senses operate. Okay. And the child, because of the excess of practical life and all this, and then sensorial, and then all the other materials which leads to maths and geography and so many other things that goes there. So there there the dimensions are different. Okay, it is less of content. It's more of acquiring all those skills, or like in ordinary you can say skills. Okay, pincer movements and so many things. Like when the child is lifting a red rod, the big one, a 2.5 or 3-year-old child is lifting, the child is not able to lift. The child will lift like this. When he's 5 years, he might be able to lift that, because that the other number rods are bigger. But by that time, the child is ready also. So all that a child goes through, dimensions, even your tactile and then hearing and that visual sense for colors, color pairing. There are deep work that you are able to distinguish, and color grading. And then you are grading the cloth, whatever that, different textures. And
So the environment that an adult here in elementary environment maybe has to create a situation where the child feels comfortable for his intellectual development, and comparing to the Montessori.
See, intellectual development, I don't know if we, it is there.
Or for example, imagination, or
See, because what happens, this is beautiful. What you asked is a very beautiful question,
because there, like looking at the stages of development in children, so there are different, as for example in 0 to 3, 3 to 6, there are the children learn different things, or so they are like unconscious and unconditional, and they just absorb everything. And from 6 to 12, they start questioning, and their imagination sort of goes wild, and the adults in the environment need to, in a way, be present to that.
Yeah, good, beautiful. What you said is beautiful and right in a traditional sense. So when we talk about intellectual, okay, that means the best person for that development, the most developed person in the intellectual context is a PhD person.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. But here just that is, and just be, it is not just about knowing and acquiring, just, Okay, there is so much that happens there. Okay, there is so much that happens in that person as it goes.
Okay.
It's not that simple as that. Okay. So when I say deep, okay, there is so much, that happens even at that stage. Okay, all that muscle memory and this, and because they work with the materials and so much that goes in that. and there is that they are such a high energy. Okay. And then there is that other aspect of collaborating. They have to collaborate. There's another dimension that goes. Okay. And finally they know that yes, I have to be part of the team. Okay. There's a higher dimension than anything else.
Okay.
And okay, there are so many things that goes there. Okay, deeper side. More than intellectual, learning, intellectual, whatever we call it.
Okay.
Okay. So that is actually creating all that a child goes through, reasoning, imagination, and they takes you to the next level of awareness. Then just knowing and becoming intelligent. It's about becoming aware. Okay, I mean, what he also says, you are maturing to the next level. Okay. So that deeper side, I think we can have one more program. Yeah, there are so many things that's coming up.
Yes. So cosmic education is another concept which I can say is a cornerstone of the Montessori philosophy, especially the elementary environment. So can you explain how can you explain the cosmic education to somebody who doesn't know anything about Montessori?
Good. See, Maria Montessori, when she was in Italy and the other places she was traveling, Europe and other countries, they had all, I mean, what we say is they were not, the subjects were, I cannot say disconnected, the topics, but they were not able to, connect things there. Okay. And even if it was connected, it was not making sense to them because it was not part of their culture and part of their whatever that goes there. So it was, fairly linear there, that space. Even though it was Montessori, So she had started the initial part of the next phase, no? After 5, 6, whatever that, during that 6, 7, and those phases of what you say, elementary also. These are the initial periods that they went through. And she came to Tamil Nadu in Kodaikanal. There she had students from all over the country, 200, 300 students, and she was there for 2-3 years. Because of the war, she was stuck here. It benefited us, benefited the world.
Okay.
So she understood what this culture was, going through, what this culture was, was into. So our culture, Indian culture, was, seeing the whole thing as one.
Okay.
Okay. So when the whole thing is one, what we call it as, we have this, I think I should not get into that. I will not discuss that, but I will take it because this is little controversial.
Okay.
Dvait and Advait and all those things.
Okay.
There's so many things that goes. Here, everything was connected in our culture. Everything is connected. You are one with the whole.
Okay.
One with the whole. All of us. Everything. Okay. And I think we all have a sense here. But those people did not have a sense, even though it is there, their space also. But they didn't get this sense.
Okay.
Okay. So Maria Montessori, when she saw that, and she could see that this is Because this gives the whole, I mean, it connects everything for in her work also. So she gave a term cosmic education.
You mean to say you are connecting it to the Advaita philosophy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, beautiful. So, but that is not how she might have gone through all that after coming to India. Uh,
So what is cosmic education now?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
Montessori terms,
Beautiful.
what is cosmic education and what is an elementary child? How does an elementary child go through cosmic education?
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. See, I'll give a simple example. Simple example. When I was working with these children, elementary children, on this, for them it's not like elements, in the digestive system, we are having some different elements like there are so many minerals are there in the digestive system, and from there we took off about from where did this come and how it happened and all that. Then we could see from the Big Bang that whole process the children went through. Okay, and after the Big Bang, they could see that energy and all that, and they could see the initial elements, hydrogen, helium, and all those developed. And then they could see. Then they had questions: how did the other elements, from where did the other elements came? Gold and heavier elements.
Okay.
Then we had a discussion over a period, and then they went through that the life cycle of the star.
Okay.
Okay, and supernova, and then they could, and they could see that this is all connected. Okay, it's all connected. So the child is getting a sense of the whole from one simple example I give. But if you see all other topics, anything that if you see, it gives you a sense of whole. Okay. So if you see even parliamentary system and so many systems we had kings and they are all, but again they are all connected. Because of that this happened. Because of feudalism something next stage happened. People fought and threw away the landlords and kings and all that. The next thing happened. They are all connected.
Right.
Isn't it? So if largely it is connected. So that sense she got here because this culture, our culture in India, we respect that, one with the whole.
Okay.
And she, being a very spiritual person, she was able to see it.
So now, we are talking about connections and interconnectedness. So, what connections can an elementary child make through his process of cosmic education?
See, one is whatever that content, knowledge, or whatever you call that. Okay, there's so much that they are connecting, but they are also connecting, because they don't come with any bias. They are already collaborating with the groups. They don't carry any bias. Whatever culture, whatever around them, they don't carry that because that is nature. It is by nature itself. It is like that. We might be having some biases because of the way we go about, but this Montessori child doesn't go with that, because nature doesn't have any bias. You got my point? And that is how these children are. So that because of that, there is that freedom to just be. They're able to, whatever that situation, they have questions, no?
Okay.
There is reasoning, and somewhere it connects, and then there is a discussion also, not about connection. That every time you don't, but there is something that opens up, no? It's all
For
related.
example, for example, you said that you started with biology,
Huh.
and children were talking about the
The gut,
compounds,
whatever elements.
the muscles and the compounds and
Yeah.
whatever is there. And then it went to eventually went to elements, and
Yeah, yeah.
then eventually went
Yeah,
to
yeah,
energy.
yeah.
That's where the universe started, and
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah. Energy only when after the Big Bang the discussions happened.
Okay.
How it happened
Okay.
after that Big Bang.
So how does this cosmic education help children develop a sense of purpose or belonging in this universe?
See this. See, see anything in isolation. No, anything in isolation. You experience. No, it is very dry and drab. Because you are okay. I know this. Or something you are learning. In small pocket. Then you are something you are learning.
Okay.
But it doesn't become meaningful to you. No, there is nothing there. But then when you see that, like I said, life cycle, no, of that star, when you see that, ಇದು ಆದಮೇಲೆ, or then it has, that somewhere one part of that life cycle, not all, one part of that life cycle is supernova. And that gave that, not all other part.
The elements came out, and
All that.
that's where it started. Sort
Yeah.
of.
But, and you will see in any life form, no? Okay, any life form also, how it evolved, no?
Right.
It is
right,
fascinating.
right. It's all connected.
Yeah, connected. That's where the children, when they go through, we don't talk about Darwin's theory of evolution. We talk about evolution, something that is evolved from that, and how from a fish, how did those animals started having, legs? How did those animals started having lungs when there are gills there? So many things, no?
Right.
So all these questions come up, no? And they are fascinated, no? And this actually all these things, if the child carries, it's for life, no? So what Montessori does, it triggers there in that age. That is why when we talk about cosmic education, we have that timeline, different timeline of life.
Okay.
We have that story of universe.
Okay.
It's a two-hour story. And that story happens, during that story, most of the ayahs and everybody is asked to go out.
Okay.
Because that we need peace there.
Okay.
And the child is really, at 6.5, 7, within that age, they are really there, And they are fascinated. Like one child, when, this many years back, Taran, after 1 month, after that story, he asked one of our aunties, one of our teachers, how big that, it is like bigger than our, that atom bomb, that Deepavali atom bomb.
What is bigger than?
I mean that Big Bang.
Okay.
Okay, how big was that bang?
Okay.
So he could imagine that something big happened.
Okay.
So these children, that story of, we have 5 great stories. Stories, okay, lot of imagination develops because there is a time for imagination, it starts there. And then you have coming of life, that story. It's also big story it is, okay. Within 6-7 months or within a year, all the stories are given. Okay. And coming of humans, it's a big story. Okay. Then you have story of script. Okay. How the script developed, whatever.
Language and
and numerals, whatever that numbers. The children are fascinated. Children, it is not like, okay, like from where do you get milk? Okay. When I asked the children, is 7-8-year-old, Akshay Kalpa, nowadays it is famous. Then this Nandini.
Okay.
Then some children say, no, my neighbor has a cow, so my mother goes and brings. Okay, so this is because we are all urban people, so these things goes on. So anyway, see, you spoke about social instinct.
Okay.
Okay. See, we all, speak the language, instinct. Shows because nowadays we understand a lot, But if you see, in nature, you don't have any of this language. It is present. Okay. In nature, all that we talk about, how do we develop, it is in nature, all that is present. So what Maria Montessori gave to the world is, be with the child.
Okay.
So you are creating that space for the child to be himself. The child is able to, reflect. Just be in that and become aware. The child gets that space. And all the time it happens, not that continuous, it happens. So all this social instinct which should have been naturally happening, which is that, which if you see in rural areas, and if you see in tribals, okay, as we might say that all this, they're backward, but it's not like that. They're very aware. Everybody is aware. All animals are aware. Because we are conditioned, now there is an effort for all that, and we miss everything. But here, children develop all those qualities because they get that space to be themselves. So when they develop and create themselves, okay, when they could do it themselves and realize, they carry that abundance and that generosity for anything, present there. It could be friends, it could be anybody.
So you mean to say that aspects like instinct and abundance and generosity are inbuilt, and it's been there since birth.
Huh?
It has been there always.
Always.
So the issue is that so these aspects should not be obstructed or destroyed. It's not that we need to develop these things. Maybe we need to preserve it. Are you saying something like that?
We don't do anything.
Okay.
If
like for example, you said that in a village, a child has an instinct and abundance, and but that's not the same in cities.
In urban,
maybe few people lose it in cities.
In cities, in urban, we don't have time. Urban spaces, we don't have time. We are all living in slots. Our houses are also like one slot. You have a 100-floor building. Okay, I'm exaggerating, and you get some place to be. See, when I was small, I am 70 now, all the doors were open. You could enter any door, any house.
Okay.
Anybody.
Okay.
You don't have to take appointment.
Okay.
I mean, I was small, but at any age also, our friends, relatives, they just come.
Okay.
Okay, and then maybe lunchtime also they might come. But the host doesn't worry about it. They share. They'll have that,
So the Montessori environment helps retain these.
All these qualities,
Okay.
that is what it is, When you see your quality of life improves, I mean, not we have to do improvement, no, we are talking about, there's nothing like improvement those days. There's nothing there. You were the way you were. Now here, but Montessori gives that space, no? Montessori gives that space. Because it is in nature, the child is not worried about whatever is happening in his space at home. But child could see it So beautifully happening, it's happening here. And child is able to relate because child is part of that nature, no?
Right.
Child is not interfered. So that's why the children who join us very early, 2 years, 3 years, they carry that, no?
Okay.
Irrespective of what that parent is.
Okay. Okay. So, what misconceptions do people have, or maybe parents, or um, somebody who may not know about the Montessori method,
Yeah.
about the elementary environment, or the elementary method of education in a Montessori environment?
See, l- see what we go through, in our school. Uh, Parents want the entire syllabus, all what you are going to do next 3 months, 6 months. They want to know that. Okay. Then it is our job to manage the parent, even their child also. I mean, whatever they are going to be. Because some children are not able to get it. It takes time. Or some children are not interested. So parent is interested in, because that is how he has grown, parent, with all the subjects, doing all subjects, and maths is important. If he's a
Okay.
commercial, I mean, if he's somebody from, then he will say, okay, fine. So mathematics ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗಬೇಕು. Okay. Whatever that goes. So if somebody is in arts, is into dance and all, he's more relaxed, more free.
Okay.
Yeah, that we have seen. But still, seeing the environment around him, he has struggled to become a dancer or become a musician. ಇಷ್ಟು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೆಡಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಇದು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡುವ. Sometimes it happens that there also, because if he is not operating at that level. So there are different dimensions. But here, in children from who join us, they transform the parents.
Okay.
The parents are able to see it. Initially, the parent is worried.
How exactly?
Say, the parent has expectation. Okay. And like we have these holidays,
Okay.
weekends. The child will not do anything. They'll be playing.
Okay.
But the parent sees on the day the child has to go to school. We have seen this. 4 o'clock, very early morning, the child will get up and finish that, and the child is ready. So the parent sees that my child is responsible.
Okay.
You got it? Which they didn't realize that. This is one example. There are many examples like that. Okay. And the children, our children are very calming effect. Anything that happens in the home and the neighborhood, if they are close to them, this child will be, telling the parents, ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇದು, ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬರುವುದು? The parent.
Okay. The neighbors.
Huh? These children will tell the parent, their parent.
Okay. Okay.
Why are you angry with that person? He might have made mistake, leave it, no?
Okay.
So parent also then settles down.
Okay.
Okay. So I always guarantee the parents, you put your child here, you will not have blood pressure and whatever, diabetes and okay. It's not fair to speak this, but this is how it is, the kind of expertise parents have. And when the parent realizes who their child is, they feel good about, not only the child, they feel good about themselves also. Oh, because it's their child. Okay.
So are any parents concerned that if I put my child in a Montessori school, in a primary environment,
I mean, 6 to
6 to 12, would my child be as competitive or as good as the other traditional schooling children?
See, our experience of 20 years, what it shows is parent will tell, his book is half complete. He is not writing. His writing is very bad. My neighbor child is writing so well. Then the parent will also tell, but my son is very smart. Anything you ask, he will answer that. Okay, he will think and answer. But that my neighbor children don't do that. They will only, whatever that goes, will not go into that aspect. But they are confident of their child. But their fear is, if he doesn't do proper writing now or all these things, how will he write 10th exam? So these things goes on. Out of say 25 parents, about 15-20 parents who always come for our programs, they settle down. They know, okay, this is a process. This is a process we don't understand, then they respect it. There are 6 parents out of 25, they will still continue, but at some point they will also settle down. Because they are seeing the children. No? They are seeing the children.
Eventually, whatever the parent was worried about, how does the child do that eventually?
Eventually it does. Because child, when it is required, the child will do it. Like when I said this, the child is, maybe for so many days, the school holidays, the child will not do anything. Then that same morning, 4 o'clock, the child will get and finish everything. Okay, without even parent telling the child. Got it? That doesn't mean that children, our children will always keep it for last minute. It's not like that. I am saying, if it that, they will come. They are responsible for that. They take that responsibility. Even if they are not able to do it, also sometimes, whatever that happens, they will take the responsibility of being careless.
Of being careless.
Yeah. Okay, I am responsible for that. They will not give reason because of this, no. You got it? So we have issues of children coming from outside who at 3rd, 4th, 5th standard. We can see their anxieties, that we have seen.
So if some children are coming to 1st standard, for example, from a traditional background, or maybe 2nd, 3rd, 4th standard. So what advice would you give the parents of those children who is coming into a Montessori environment?
See, like our people, what they will tell the parent is, eventually he will do it because it's a new environment for your child. Okay, and we have such children coming here. Eventually, they will get into that, whatever that freedom and all that. Now they are not able to deal with that freedom. Okay, slowly they are settled down and all that. But when I speak to the parent, what I tell the parent is, see, our child has gone through, okay, sometimes I might say hell also, because whatever they have narrated, whatever happened. But largely they will say, that I will tell the parent is, see, nobody listens to the child. Okay. And child goes into that coping mechanism and manages that. So here, when the child gets that freedom, they heal.
Okay.
They overcome all that they went through. Traditionally, we don't even know that, I did not, myself, you also, we don't even know that this is what was going wrong. We always, a lot of times we felt guilty. These children also come with that guilt also here. Then when they see our children and when they see the environment, they settle down.
Okay.
Okay, they feel good about them. They feel good about themselves. Their self-esteem comes back.
So what can parents do to help children, for example, settle into a Montessori environment, or even help them go through the cosmic education? What can a parent do to enable the child?
The best thing the parent can do is, have confidence in this work. confidence in their child's ability to get back whatever they are going through, if they are from our school or from the other school. Okay. And respect that child's, whatever the child is going through. Sometimes the academics also the child may be going through. Okay. So, so that work is from the system, like from the school. That work is always a continuous job with the parents who is going through all this. So we work more with the parent, very little with the child. As far as the child is concerned, we when the child comes here and is not interested and so many, there is an invitation that we give to the child. Would you like to come for presentation? There's a discussion that happens with the child. Okay, not to manipulate him. You got it? Would you like to come and for this presentation? Child sometimes over a period for quite some time might not come also.
So you allow a space to
Yeah.
you give space to the child.
Yeah.
So would you like advise maybe the parents also to do the same, or
So no, when this happens, when we discuss about the child, when the child is going through, child is violent, or child is, withdrawn, not interested. Okay. Or even cases like some children are not good in maths. That's the big issue about parents. How parents can damage that, okay, by insisting on maths. So when the discussion happens, the parent becomes free. And the parent realizes, oh, this is who my child is. The parent gets back that child. The child also gets back the parent. These are not the large numbers, the small numbers. We always confront.
so can I say in a way that like the question I asked, what would you advise parents to? What can parents do the best? Could it be something related to emotions? Is it like leave the academics aside and you just be an emotional parent? Is that
Yeah, see, what we do is, see, parents also heal here. You've seen. Parents also become quieter. Okay, over a period. You see the other children also, they talk to other parents. They also, they also become mature. See, we have all gone through all that rat race. Every parent goes through it, most parents. So slowly they settle down. There are cases some parents never come for our programs. There it is tough. This is the child's bad luck. Very tough. Because the adult, when they don't come, they are not able to relate to what is happening. Because their whole thing is coming from whatever they did in school, college, So from there, there is nothing. We might call the parent once or twice or so many times, but it doesn't happen, But these are rare cases, very small numbers. But that is taking toll on us because we feel for that child, no? What is happening? Because they are part of us when they join us. They are so beautiful, no?
But still, the Montessori method helps them a little more compared to a
It is, yeah,
traditional.
100%. If the child is lucky and the parent is, even in spite of that they continue, the child will show them the path.
Okay.
We don't have to do anything.
Okay.
And it has happened.
Okay.
You got it.
So anyway, we are coming towards the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
So, so you've been working with elementary children for a long time now. So, what do you feel most inspiring about in your experiences when you worked with the elementary child? What do you feel most inspiring about them?
See,
Or also, if you were inspired by them?
that's what it is, no?
Okay.
It's nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Is that, because Whatever I am doing today, okay, with the way I work with the children, because that first phase it was the elementary children, then the adolescence came. So my development happened in that space, in the elementary 6 to 12
Okay.
space. Okay. And there, I thought that, it is all about knowledge and, you have to be prepared and this has to be, go to the child. After the training, when I started working with them, then I realized that this is not how it should be working. But there is always, donkey work from my side. Then I could see that child is able to do it and child gets it. So how do I create an environment where I just give enough and leave it? So it was more of uh, cleaning up my ideas, my thinking, then knowing. And who did that? Our elementary children. So I should thank the elementary children to make me who I am today.
Okay.
I cannot take credit. They are now doing, like they completed adolescence and later. I worked there also.
So perhaps
And
you learnt so much more from them than they learned
so
from
more
you.
than learning, it was more about giving up.
Okay.
Giving up even what I know. You got my point?
So what is this about giving up?
Yeah, good. See, this is a very good example. I can share this good example. See, our children were doing this. This was sixth standard. Between fifth and sixth, they were working on the organ ear. You got it? And they created a beautiful design, and they created that ear. You could, the ear could, receive sound, and it could, send the sound. So much they did technology-wise.
Okay.
So then, I thought, because I was interested in neuroscience, how it works in the brain, all those things. Okay. And then after this whole thing was complete, there were about 10, 12 children. Then I said, why don't we, I asked them, how is the brain processing whatever you listen? So we were in the second session, first and second session on that topic. And children were, they were not getting it. They were not participating. Nothing was coming from there. See, knowing that whole idea of that whole dimension of how brain processes, that sense I had, I could have easily explained to them. I stopped there. I didn't tell them that you are not ready for it. Then I discussed with them. I think I told them that I think we can have this session later, maybe next year or something. Okay. I just did that. They said okay because they were also happy because they could see that it's not happening there. And when I that is where what I'm saying is I respected that. Okay. So that was a breakthrough for me. Otherwise, it's all about me knowing and pushing that content. Is it fair?
So essentially, is it about creating a space for the child where the child can explore and learn?
Yeah, you're trying. You can see that, no? You can realize that, So you need to be, so for that, Maria Montessori gave this term, be with the child. So when you are there in that space, whatever age group there, you are really present there, no? That is important. This is a very important part of that.
So if you can express the spirit of the elementary child in one sentence, what would you say?
Yeah, good. See, the spirit of the elementary child is something like this. They might fight and do all kind of things. They might say, "Oh, avanu hige idane, avಳು hige idane." Okay, but if you really see, they love each other a lot. You know,
Okay.
they might do all that. Okay, and they don't have anything. They don't carry anything, and every child is there for each other. But normally when you see fighting ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, they will do all kind of things, talk all. But that is not how they are. You got it? Okay. They are there. They carry that generosity, for each one of them.
Okay, my last question. So, how do you hope the society would understand the elementary child or the age group better?
No, hope. No, I didn't get this question. Can you just?
Do you feel in any way if in any way that the elementary child can be understood better by the society?
See, it doesn't happen. See, that is not how it happens. Only when they experience that child, it happens. But we should also, have empathy for the parent. Whatever the parent is going through, their own things and all those things. And they are also having expectation. They are paying also fees and so much money and all that, And they are also trusting, this system, this work. So, see, that is very primary here now. We cannot. They are innocent. They might come here, ಇದು ಏನೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಅವನು ಈಗ ಸಹ ಅವನು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ನೀವು ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. But there is a dimension for us, what we do. We know how we go about, how we want the child to, realize and take it up. Okay, that's for life for them. So all this, but for us, if we can see the parent, as the parent is part of the whole system, I mean, from there, if elementary, from there the system, the Montessori system, respects their space, where they stand,
the parents' space,
and develop them, work with them.
Right. So that the parent respects the child's space.
I mean, not in that context.
If the child is not doing homework or if the child is not doing what they say.
No, that part I understood. Okay, what I'm saying, not just for the child's sake. Can we see it from the parent's sake?
Okay.
Parent is in a very new world here, Montessori.
So you would say that is the most essential thing here.
Yeah, there's work with the parent. So then we really invite them and call them, but there are some parents, 2-3 parents, okay, who don't participate, or not don't come for such things. The child misses out because then they shift the child. That is the tragic part of that. Because they don't understand what this is. You got it? But largely, most parents retain the children. So, like once in a while, we see this happening, The child goes. They are more interested in, because they are like our child, no? What is happening?
So, I really enjoyed having a discussion with you. And I hope we have so many more discussions like this. Yeah, so many of my questions were answered, and I have many more questions.
Yes.
So hoping to speak to you a lot more.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anand. Good. Nice discussion. I think it was good. Thank you.
Thank you.